yeah, the thing why I want to do this is because I'm consuming Alex Hormozi like a crackhead, okay? And he talks about a story from Chick-fil-A. Of course, this happened, but he just references that as an analogy for creating the best product in the market. So there's Chick-fil-A, and there was the other competitor. I forgot the name, but the difference between the both of them were that the other competitor wanted to scale as fast as possible. They had a similar chicken, and then they thought, okay, let's scale this up as quickly as possible. Whereas Chick-fil-A said, okay, our mission is to create the best chicken. So what Chick-fil-A did is they focused on the product, built it out, made it really good, and then even though the franchise got to all the cities first, because they franchised out, of course it goes a lot faster, Chick-fil-A grew responsibly, location by location, but every time that location was placed in a city, they overtook the other competitor because their chicken was just better. So the customers would go to Chick-fil-A instead of to them. And then, so city by city, they overtook them. And in the end, they grew past them because the product was just better. And I personally now developed the same mindset, probably a little excessive, but I don't mind playing the long game and providing my client the best possible results, which is what I want to show you right now. So what I'm thinking about when creating this product is actually outlined in the $100 million offers book from Alex Hormozi, which is the value equation. So the value equation says dream outcome right here. Perceived likelihood of achievement is normally here, but let's just take this side right here, and like these two, dream outcome and perceived likelihood of achievement, should go up. Okay, so dream outcome, of course, should be as good as possible, but we like to actually under promise and over deliver instead of over promise and under delivering. Okay, that's a big one, and you got to remember this currently is a trust economy. People are shouting guarantees and all like promises into the atmosphere, and of course like it gets traction. Question is just, can they truly deliver on it without like just being able to scratch the surface? You know, when they promise like 10 appointments a day, a week, can they really deliver on that without having crazy expectations from the client? Okay, that's like the question. Of course we want to get the dream outcome up as much as possible here, but also getting them to perceived likelihood of achievement. So getting proof for your work first, and that's what I currently did for my I learned from my mistake in the past, which was I didn't let people try it out for free, my services, so I didn't feel confident in the thing I was selling. And that was a problem because, for example, I started off in the kitchen and bathroom remodeling niche, where I went up to 3K, but then I ditched it because I wasn't as confident. Even though I brought like some results, I didn't truly know how to set calls there yet. And when my family actually was saying I'm doing some dumb shit and thinking I could make it, I didn't have the proof. I didn't have my promise. I didn't have the backup to say, okay, like, what are you talking about? Like, this is truly working. Like, I had some leads, but what does that really do? You know, if I had like 10 free trial clients where I said like, okay, I delivered hella value for them, and I know I can bring them like they put $1 in on my end, and I make them $10 back. This is absolutely worth it for them, and even a child can like understand that, you know, in terms of value. And that's what I want to do with a perceived likelihood of achievement. Build that proof, show that proof, and just saying like, you can not do this, but I mean, I know that I can deliver you results. The confidence is just a lot different, also in sales. Okay, so we want to build this up right here in terms of product. Okay, making the product as good as possible, and this is especially amplified by the system as well. So having a streamlined process so everyone follows, and you have everything like under your bird's eye view. You know, you don't get like distracted by all the softwares. You have to log in, whatever, and public URLs you have to schedule. You don't know what the reminders are. You don't know what they send out. You don't know what the show rate will be. You know, it's just not as systemized, and that's what I think should be, especially if you want to build it up for the long term and have multiple clients and actually get bigger. Of course, you can do customization, but I think it's just a little bit tougher in terms of communication. We want to also get down the time delay. So this is what I was referencing, and actually I think so. Like this part here, effort and sacrifice it normally says, and time delay. We want to get this side down, okay? And when we get this side down, that's what I actually focus on right now. So time delay, which is onboarding, okay? Making the onboarding as fast as possible, getting them live as fast as possible with the A2P registration and the domain connection. I actually handled this right now, which is very good. That's why I already crossed it. And making this like ASAP. Okay, I mean, of course we have to wait for A2P, but we can register for that ASAP as soon as they log in, which is very good. Also, we want to automate the ads, so we have templated ads there, which works in all the states. Okay, of course we're very niched, so we can do this. If you're like working in a bigger niche, for example, med spas, and you have different services, it's very hard to actually have every single ad templatized and knowing that they will convert in the first start. So, but we have that, or we want to make this, so it's very systemized, and we're able to actually launch in the first 2 days. Okay, as soon as A2P is live, we want to be able to launch the ads, get them results as fast as possible. That's why we want to get the time delay down and getting them the results as fast as possible. Also, effort and sacrifice. We want to get the effort and sacrifice down. I'm going to paint now a little bit, but that's what we do with the appointment setters. So of course, we're implementing, or we already have implemented the conversational AI, and it works good. Like the conversational AI talks like a human being. But what I realized when people sign up, of course, they get the SMS. Some people reply. Some people already book them in automatically themselves. But appointment centers is a very more personal touch, and you get to reach a lot more people when actually calling them up. And yeah, I think this just gets overlooked a little bit, especially by other bigger agencies right now, which then switch off from call centers because it's just too much of a hassle for big niches. For example, again, med spas, because you have too many things you have in place, which you have to actually handle and teach the appointment centers to learn for every kind of service. You know, if you, for example, only have Botox, okay, if you only had Botox in your niche which you serve, then it would be easier to train your appointment centers because it's only one service. But if you're training for med spas, okay, med spas is broad service. Botox, body contouring, sometimes PMU injections, fat dissolve injections. There's so much stuff, so many different things floating around, which makes it very hard to build out appointment setters. But this is actually the thing which puts up the effort and sacrifice down from the client a lot. Imagine Just imagine the service, and this, like, I referenced this from Alex as well, because he says, how good would your product be if you would be able to spend your money and immediately see results and leads coming into your door, and you don't have to do anything? Like, this is crazy, and that's what we want to do. Okay, so we want to get the onboarding down, the time delay. We want to get the ads automated so we're able to launch ASAP. We want to set up the appointment setters into their system already so they don't have to call up their leads. So again, effort and sacrifice. So they don't have to call up the leads, have to get the deposit and all that stuff. They get a pre-deposited, already booked appointment, very hot lead into their spa, into their salon, into their gym, whatever. Okay, so they only have to serve the client, and that's their only job. That's what they actually are here for, and that's like the only thing they do. Okay, so even making this process, like the software which they have to navigate, as easy as possible, making it as easy as possible for them. When people no-show, that they just drag and drop them into a sequence and they automatically text them by SMS, email, why they didn't show up, get them a rescheduling, and making this process just as seamless as possible. They just have to fill out the onboarding form and then it's done. And yeah, so that's how I think about it. So this is the value equation. Also, one last thing which he mentions is consistency, and this is something new actually. And this is for example, when your phone right now, your phone, okay, you use it, for example, 20 times a day, okay, and out of 20 times your phone doesn't work one time. I mean, you could say it's only 5%, but for example, if you would like to call your girlfriend or mom, or it's an emergency and your phone doesn't work like that one time, you would be furious. This is only like 5%, but you would be furious if it doesn't work one time. So this is like actually something to consider as well, your consistency in your service, which you deliver. Okay, can you bring them good results and actually improve their life with your product on a consistent basis? Or is it sometimes like slacking? Okay, do you have really bad months all of a sudden? Do you don't get them fit? Okay, in like 1 month you just ignore them because it's a big season for you right now, and you have to just take a lot of sales. Okay, do you have that balance and all that stuff? Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about. And I would actually add one thing, which is I can't fit it right now, but it's internal well-being, and actually making it comfortable for them, feeling that they can trust you. Okay, and this is like, again, trust, perceived likelihood of achievement. It goes into that bucket, but I think perceived likelihood of achievement right now, people just think about testimonials and stuff. Of course that's important, but also how you treat them. Do you really care for them? Do you also take, like, your services, for example, Facebook ads, but do you take a look at their Google My Business and say, like, yo, you can improve that, you can just add a keyword here and it actually improves your listing by a lot. Okay, or whatever, like if you go into massage place, a masseuse, does she have good music going on? Does she bring me a tea when I'm first coming? Do I get that comfort when I'm with her? Am I able to shut down when I'm with her? Can I have that internal well-being? And yeah, do I feel well when I'm with this kind of service, with this kind of person? Okay, and that's what I actually think about in terms of value equation. Consistency is also added, and internal well-being for me. Okay, so that's it. Thanks. Peace.